Howdy. Thought I'd do another PAX Hacks. What do you think? Episode 3? Why the hell not? That's where I'm at with it. Thought I'd do this one on the election. So I want a quick show of hands. How many people are sick and tired of hearing about the election? Real quick, go. You know, I think we just knocked a few aircraft out of the air with all of a sudden uprushing. No, I'm not responsible for it. If FAA calls, it's all you. Or FAA. Whoever the hell takes care of airplanes. Alright, so let's just run down the current contenders like you need to. God knows you hear about them all the time, but start out with, of course, the Donald. I mean, we're talking about Donald Trump here. He wants to kiss you. I mean, really. On the mouth. With tongue. You know. And he wonders if that guy standing behind the camera with a sound mic, with a boom mic, he's wondering if he's a Mexican and if he's illegal. He's wondering that right now, as we speak. You know. Right then, he just farted on national TV, and he doesn't give a damn. The guy's a front runner for the GOP. On the other side of the fence, you've got front runner Hillary Clinton. Alright, Hillary Clinton. We all know her. She's been around a while. Quite a while. Long time. What with Bill and Monica Lewinsky and... Yeah, I'm not going there. Anyway, you know what I'm thinking. She gets really bored at congressional hearings. You know, who doesn't, I guess. She gets really excited when she sees Martha Stewart standing in the crowd. Loses her mind. Absolutely loses her mind. But most importantly, gets scared to death of spiders, screeches like a velociraptor getting eaten by a pterodactyl. Or vice versa, whichever one of those would have won. Pterodactyl can fly. I'm not sure how high velociraptors can jump. It's not the point, doesn't matter. Alright, so you go back onto the GOP side, you got Ted Cruz. Okay, he's the only guy left. I mean, everybody keeps dropping out. They're on like flies, so you've got Ted Cruz. He's the only other guy. Alright, a couple things about Ted Cruz. He thinks he's Elvis. He just heard his goldfish, Alejandro, has died. Moment of silence for Alejandro. Or, you know, he's just pimping. Yeah. Now we come to good old Bernie Sanders. God bless his ever-loving heart, Bernie Sanders. Well, Bernie Sanders is the Crypt Keeper. Yeah. You've got, let's see, the Crypt Keeper angry. Or you've got the Crypt Keeper confused. Confused Crypt Keeper, that's always a good one. Or my personal favorite, you've got the Crypt Keeper who's contemplative. He's just thinking about things. Just mulling stuff over. Crypt Keeper. Problem with this is if he got elected through some miracle, I mean, literally miracle, then chances are better than average that he probably would wind up dead during the inauguration. So he had to pick a hell of a VP. Not like, you know, a stupid one from Alaska that thinks that the Earth's only 5,000 years old. But, you know, never mind, doesn't matter. But we act like this is weird. We act like this is strange. We act like these politicians saying these horrible things to one another is new and strange and unusual. And, oh my God, did you hear what he said? Wow, did you hear what she said? It's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. I mean, let's take a little trip back memory lane as far as presidential elections go. Let's start with Andrew Jackson versus John Quincy Adams. a long time ago, before you kids were born. That was the only election in U.S. history where the sitting vice president was running against the sitting president. Yeah, that's how that worked out. Jackson was a bad motherfucker. Okay, he was bad. He was a bad man. I would not want to fight Andrew Jackson, and he's been dead for like 100 and I don't know, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, long time. They're in a car. You get those sometimes. I had John Deere tractor on it. I don't know what the hell the truck's going. Doesn't matter. Sitting in my car. I don't know if you picked that up. So anyway, Jackson, not a wuss. And John Quincy Adams, I mean, he said, hell, I'm going for it. This is my moment in the sand. So what happened was, Jackson decided to say that Adams, now get this is a real quote. Jackson said that Adams was a hideous, hermaphroditical character which has neither the force and firmness of a man nor the gentleness and sensibility of a woman. That's pretty loquacious and elegant way of calling him a pussy, but, Jackson, that's what he said. He said that. Well, Adams' Federalists got really pissed off about this and decided that they were going to do out like all these broadsheets, posters, stuff like that. And they went straight for the main vein, brother. They weren't jacking around. They said on theirs that, are you prepared to see your dwellings in flames? Get this, these, huge capital letters. Are you prepared to see your dwellings in flames, female chastity violated, children writhing on the pike? Children writhing on the pike. The big stick, the sharp metal, you put them on it like, Vlad the Impaler. Children writhing on the pike, and that wasn't it, that wasn't all. Then in a desperate plea, they say, great God of compassion and justice, shield my country from destruction. I'm never talking about the guy running for president. I mean, you could say all that about Donald Trump right now, and it would fit perfectly. Well, of course, like when Donald Trump insulted Jeb's wife, and Jeb said, take it back, and Donald pretty much said, screw you. Well, Jeb probably should have punched him, and more people would have voted for him, and he'd still be in it, but he didn't. He backed down, so. Somebody calls your wife a name, you tell them to take it back, they don't, you deck them. That's the American way. That's how we win the war. But in that same vein, Adams kind of stepped over the line with Jackson because he called his wife, Jackson's wife, dirty black wench. Let's see, he called her a convicted adulteress. Let's see, and since she was guilty of, let's see, what was it? How did it put? She was notorious for being openly lewd, or how did it go? Open and notorious lewdness, something like that. Once again, really pretty ways of going, your wife's a hoe. Problem with that being is that Jackson's wife had been previously married and was in an abusive relationship, had gotten a divorce, which at that time was, and it wasn't completely finalized when she married Jackson. Jackson loved her anyway. Bad scenes. Needless to say, he trounced the crap out of Adams. Had an open inauguration party at the White House that got so out of hand, he had to sneak out a window. The president had to sneak out a window. There were people passed out in the lawn, fights. It was actually kind of cool. I wish I'd have been there for that one. But you got to bear in mind that John Quincy Adams had to be a bit of either a badass himself or been really, really brave, because Andrew Jackson had fought 103 duels before he became president. Got shot a bunch of times, killed a bunch of people. 103 duels. Kept 37 pistols at all times ready to duel in case somebody said some shit about his wife. Yeah, he was kind of bad. I'm just saying, kind of bad. Okay, so let's see. We've got, who do we have left? Oh, hey, you've got Ulysses S. Grant won by running against a corpse. Look it up. His second term, the guy he was running against died. So he won running against a corpse. True story. Look it up. Yeah. Lincoln and Douglas. Man, they talk so much shit back and forth about each other, it's not even funny. I mean, it's funny, but I mean, in the realm of politics, it's not really nice. Lincoln called Douglas a little giant because he was like 5'4", and Lincoln was 28 feet tall or something. I don't know. I think the Lincoln Memorial is actually to scale. That's how big he was. I don't know how he got through the doors of the White House. Doesn't matter. Point is they called each other horrible names through the whole campaign. You think the great emancipator, you need to be reserved. No, man, he lit into Douglas, and Douglas lit right back, and it was a scene. And of course, Lincoln won, and he's also the only sitting U.S. president ever shot at a battlefield. Yeah, he took a train from Washington to a battle being fought. Army of Northern Virginia, right over there. Shows up, he's like, what's going on? What's the haps? And the Confederates are like, it's the fucking president. And they shot at him. Like, you'll do if you're the enemy and you see the president of the enemy's forces. Yeah. So, a future Supreme Court justice tackled him to the ground at the time as a lieutenant in the Army and said, "Get down, you idiot," and slapped him. I don't know if he slapped him. Should have. That's what I'd do if it was me. But, he won. Points for him, he won. So, all this stuff going on about, people, the crap that our current people are saying to each other back and forth. Did you hear what Trump said about, Bernie, or Bernie said about Trump, or blah, 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 blah. Trump's like, he said something about my hands, and they have a direct relation to the size of, something else. And everybody's like, oh, he's talking about his penis on national TV. So what? Trump's talking about his penis on TV. We elected a dude that fought 103 duels. Killed motherfuckers. What the hell's a little penis talk when you're talking about the fact that we elected a dude that killed God knows how many people, got shot a bunch of times, fought 103 duels? That's pretty badass. But anyway, point is this. This is supposed to be Pax Hacks. This is my way to get you through the day, to get you over the hump. And so this is my advice to you. Come election day, this is my advice. And we have a pretty crappy field right now. We're kind of screwed no matter who we vote for. I mean, it doesn't matter. 4 years of death has descended upon this great land. Unless we do the only thing we can left, and that is write-in candidate. When you go to the polls, there should be a place there in those electronic booths where you can click other, and you can write in a name, you type in a name, and I think that if everybody deep down in their heart and soul will stop for just a minute and consider all the options, we all know there's only one person that can run this country. So, on election day, get in there. Type the name in. Make it happen. Oh, yeah, and on another note, everybody keeps saying that, if this one gets elected, I'm moving to Africa, or I'm moving to Nova Scotia, or I'm moving to Mars, or whatever. All right. I don't care who gets elected. No matter who becomes president of the United States, I'm moving to Pitlochry, Scotland. So, on election day, get out and vote. Because I want to go home. It'd be grand to go to the house. You know what I'm saying? Or don't. Whatever. I don't give a shit. There you go. Vote. Don't. I'm out.